President.
Hello, Sorita from the Dragonflies.
And favorite nationality to kiss?
Spanish.
All right, then I think we did everybody in the room, so I think that calls for an applause. Okay, before we proceed, I would like to quickly ask, what is your energy level at this point? Wow, awesome. See, coffee is bad for you guys. Now, the next presentation is going to be about plenary rules, and for that I call myself to the middle. So we have been talking already a bit about GA, we've been looking forward to it, and now we all got to know each other, and so far we still like each other, but this presentation is going to be about making sure that we keep liking each other during the next days. So for that we have some plenary rules that we made for you, which should come on the screen shortly. What? So you were awake, but let's do an impromptu wake-up game anyway. So everybody stand up. Nice. All right, so second time, plenary rules. Will you be? So, first of all, as you noticed, there has gone quite a lot of work into setting up this plenary, and we'd like to keep it proper and clean. So this is going to be a working room only, and that also means, I see that one is not working, but these two are. There it is. So what that means is basically no food, because it's going to make the plenary very messy, and no laptops or tablets in this area while there are presentations. Try to listen to the presenters. They've been working on this content, so pay attention to them. The exceptions to the laptop rule are going to be some people, such as the deputy speaker, the IT department, and some extras for statistics and movies. They do need some IT tools once in a while. And also no drinks. As you can see, the tables are quite nice ones, but if you have coffee or, God forbid, alcoholic drinks, that's gonna mess them up basically. So please only have water into the plenary, and coffee can be outside. Now, when you want to talk, and I'm sure that you will want to talk, you have to realize the moment you stand up and I give you the word, 300 eyes are going to be looking right at you, and you might forget what you were going to say. So to avoid that, before you take the word, write down your question on a piece of paper, and this way it will be looking good. When you're ready to speak, hold up your sign as an assistant at the board table is demonstrating. So depending on the finger rule that you want to use, you can keep it in front of the board like this, or you can keep it next to the sign, depending on what's easier. So you will keep these signs up until either I or one of the boardies at the table shows that the sign has been seen and that we wrote it down on the list. Then you're going to be on the queue, and at some point the word will be given to you. Stand up after you have been given a microphone, state your name and LBG. So I am Maciej from Speakers, and my question is ... And then you may speak, and afterwards, please give the microphone back to the lovely microphone carriers. Now, a brief word on how to use your fingers. So we all know finger rules in BEST, so just quick repetition. The one finger is, of course, what you will use mainly. Next slide, yeah. So it's going to be used either for a question, usually, but we're also okay with you giving opinions. So if you want to make an opinion or a statement with what you think about the proposal, that is also allowed and encouraged. Just please announce that you are giving an opinion. So I am Maciej from Speakers, and my opinion on this proposal is ... The next finger rule is the direct comment. So these will take priority on one finger, and that's why please do not abuse them. They are only meant to be used for direct comments and follow up on something that is directly being discussed. But then they can be very useful. Then if a discussion is taking too long, it's maybe irrelevant, you've gotten the point, or if just in general you think you have enough information to decide as an LBG, then you can use the three fingers. You don't need your LBG sign to do it. One thing though, we do not want people from the third row to be giving three fingers because you as delegates are the main members of the organization, so we'll only be looking at your three fingers. Technical gets priority on everything. That's why it's only for technical things which stop you from paying attention to the discussion. So either because it's freezing or it's really hot, you can't see the beamers, all those things, please point them out to us. These you know, go louder, go quieter. The acoustics in this place are not ideal. We've been working on making it as good as possible, but give us feedback on how to improve it. Quieter. And then if you like what someone else is saying, give it a thumbs up. If you disagree, give it a thumbs down. That shows people how the rest of the plenary feels about a certain statement, and it's a lot more efficient than just making the same question or opinion over and over again. Now, be on time, please. This morning, of course, we started a bit later because you all still had to know where the plenary is and not get lost. Now you know where it is, so we expect you to be on time strictly every session. We also have a kind of theme song for the event, and that means that during the breaks we're going to be counting down with a counter on the screen how much time is left, and 3 minutes before the session starts we're going to start playing a badass heroic song. When the song stops, we will start the session, and we expect all of you to be sitting as you are now and enjoying the badass music, basically. So we'll try that out next coffee break. Check your mailboxes often. There will be LBG mailboxes, and also for international teams where you can drop comments. Check these often because we might send corrected papers or important information. Common sense one, don't block the exits. There might be a fire, there might be a limousine starting, and we need to be able to evacuate when it gets really bad. If you have announcements that you would like to make for the whole plenary, but it doesn't fit in a block, at the end of each block of sessions, my lovely deputy speaker is going to do a round of announcements. If you want to give him something, write it down on a piece of paper and you can pass it through the row of delegates to Oscar. But try to keep this for announcements only and keep the trolling to a relative minimum. And then I already mentioned this main value of respect. There's a lot of ways to respect people in the plenary. Being on time is a form of respect. Respecting the organizers, don't complain too much. Presentations, don't chit-chat, etc. A lot of this is really common sense. So I can actually shorten this or put this respect word another way, which is don't be a douchebag. And I'm going to borrow a bit from the office in case with everything you're wondering on GA. If it works? Okay. So the idea behind the scene is that if they would, then it's probably better not to do it. So try to be respectful of everybody. I think you've been doing a really great job so far, and if we keep it up, then I think this is going to be a great GA, and we're going to love each other even more by the end of it. Okay, any questions regarding the plenary and different rules? Okay, thank you. And the next presentation will be given by Oscar and is also rule-based. It's going to be about presentation rules.
So this is an intro on how to do presentations. As you noticed, we had some technical issues this morning, and some of them were caused by what I'm going to cover during this presentation. So keep in mind, each minute counts. We're a lot of people in the plenary. We are on a very tight schedule. So try to organize your presentations such that you get your main points across. Try to make points, not walls. I know you would love to do that, and it's super easy, but we all saw yesterday what happens when you write all of your content on a slide. So please don't. And also try to not put a lot of bullets, because that is going to be confusing as well. As I said, we're strict on time, which means that we have a system to measure the time. So we have green cards for 5 minutes, and we are going to show the numbers. We are going to show you the numbers of the presentations. Do we have the numbers on the tables? Well, we are going to see the numbers when you have 5 more minutes. And that's fine. Then we are going to show you another number when you have 2 minutes, and a final number when you have 1 minute remaining. By that point, try to wrap up, because when that time is done, we are going to have to stop the presentation. Again, we're on a very tight schedule, so we try to keep up. Next thing, font size matters. So this is font size 20. It's kind of hard to read. This is 32, 44. This is kind of where you want to be. 44 and up is a good size. So if you did submit presentations which have font size less than this, please review them, and we can also approach me to see if it's proper. If it's not, you can update them, and then we'll fix it. Font size 60, 88, 120, you probably don't want to go more than this. Then another thing about contrast, our beamers are not very good because of the distances. So as you can see, only one beamer actually shows the text in a legible way. So try to keep good contrast, so a big difference of color, so that we can actually read the content of the slides. Then the microphone, try to not keep it too close to the mouth, because it's going to deafen everybody. But also not too far, because then nobody's going to hear. So try to keep an appropriate distance, and also try to point the flat bit at the top straight to your face, because that's where the sound goes in. We have two clickers. The arrow buttons are the buttons which do stuff. So you use those to change slides. Please don't use those buttons. Don't use that button. So what happens is that if you're going to point it towards the board table, then it's going to make a laser which is going to blind the board. And then it's going to be weird to have blind boardies do presentations. About printing, send everything you need to print to printings@best.rothschild.pl 24 hours before they are needed. Please use that following email title. And please be mindful when you make requests for printing. We are trying to protect nature. We are trying to not print more than is needed. So really consider whether there are options which don't require printing. Then uploading slides, it's still drop it to me /J17. There is a problem with the email. So if you click on the link, it actually takes you to a different link. So make sure that you're on J17. The password is the one written in the slides. Please use the following format for the title. And please, please, please send it as PDF, because otherwise PowerPoint is not going to work properly, and we saw that before how well that goes. So please, PDF, otherwise we are going to have issues. And please upload the presentation before the end of the day of the previous day. So if you have a presentation on day 4, I expect the slides by the end of day 3 so that we can see that they all work, they are clear, and there are no issues with fonts, with sizes, etc. So again, please upload on time, because otherwise I cannot guarantee that the quality is going to be the expected one. And if you do not have, if you are expected to have slides, but you don't, that's okay. But I am going to beam cute animal and baby gifs while you are delivering your presentation. So even though you might want to say something, people are going to be distracted by the baby gifs. So please upload your presentations, otherwise your point might not be communicated thoroughly. So do you have any questions? Is that a question?
Please use your sign to ask a question.
Test. Okay, cool. This is from LBG Hania.
Stand up, please.
Yeah, sorry. How are we supposed to upload all the files needed if there's no internet?